Welcome back to the 27th video about the full fly-by-wire electric outboard project. In the previous video, we finished the first version of our motor RPM measurement, utilizing the sinusoidal fluctuations in the motor current. Card here, link in the description. In this video, we will do some long overdue housekeeping. First, you remember at some point I had to disconnect the piezo buzzer from the motor electronics because it was the wrong type of piezo buzzer. Now I have the right type and we will reconnect it so the motor can beep at us whenever it wants to. Also, I have now some precision resistors to tune up our temperature measurement circuit, so we no longer have to calibrate it and hopefully get better temperature readings. Enjoy! Let's start with the long overdue stuff, shall we? And that would be replacing that passive piezo buzzer with an active one with built-in driver electronics. You see, when I reverse engineered the Haswing Protura 2.0 24-volt electric trolling motor, which is the base of our project, I initially wrongly concluded that the buzzer here is a passive piezo buzzer. So basically just a piezo crystal which is actively driven somehow by the motor controller. And I did that in the more reverse engineering video. Card here, link in the description. But in fact, that buzzer is of the active type, so it contains its own driver and just needs to be pulled down by the motor controller via an open drain or open collector input here to ground, while the other pin here is of course connected to the 5-volt rail of the motor controller. I realized that in the reverse engineering errata video. Card here, link in the description. So the old buzzer is gone, the passive one, and it's being replaced by that new buzzer, which will be connected to the positive rail of the motor controller. Yeah, currently not connected. And the open collector, open drain output from the motor controller, the green line. And I also cut down in size the connector for the motor control cable. Here's how the whole thing looks with the connector in place. So again, red plus 5 volt from the motor controller goes over here, and then it's jumped back below the connector to the positive pole of the piezo buzzer. And that little green line there is also going here, and then it's jumped back beneath to the negative pole of our piezo buzzer. Now let's see how that sounds. Switching on the power supply. Ah, did you hear that? It did beep, beep, beep. Perfect. Let's move on to our temperature measurement circuit. I introduced this version here when we redesigned the analog front end of our analog to digital converter. Anyway, we have here at that point an output voltage from our sensor between 2.6 and 4.0 volts. And then comes a voltage divider that brings that down to a suitable range for our ADC, that is 1.6 to 5 volts to 2.500 volts. And I always intended to use here resistors with 0.1% tolerance. But at the time, I only had resistors with a 5% tolerance. And yeah, well, if you watch the videos, you know it was a pain in the behind to calibrate that thing here. So Let's now replace the 5%ers here by those 0.1%ers. Here's a circuit on the breadboard, currently still with the 5% resistors. So here's the output of our sensor, and then we go over to the input of our ADC with that 1.2K resistor. At the same time, we have here that 2.0K resistor going to ground. Now, let me replace these two resistors with 0.1% types real quick. As you can see, the two 0.1% resistors are in now. So, let's adjust the code real quick. So, with these precision resistors, we shouldn't need any more in our temperature class all those calibration constants here. Instead, we take the values from the datasheet for our volts per Kelvin sensitivity and our volts at 25 degrees C, the values of our upper and lower resistor from our voltage divider, our ADC resolution, and our reference voltage. And then we can calculate the output voltage at 0 degrees for that chip. We can calculate our divider ratio from our voltage divider, and then we can simply calculate from that our offset and our scale. And that should be, I don't know, plus minus 1 degree within the real temperature. Let's see. Yeah, well, you should see some temperature readings here right on my breadboard, and we're reading here from our sensor now 23.8 degrees C. Let me have a peek myself. So my thermometer says 22.5 and 21.8. 23.8. Yeah, well, not quite accurate, I would say plus minus 2 degrees C, but at least we don't need calibration anymore. And if I remember right, our results with an attempted calibration wasn't that good either. So what gives? And another look into the datasheet at the temperature accuracy actually reveals that our LM235 from ST Microelectronics has an uncalibrated temperature error, typically of 1 degree C, but at most 3 degrees C. And yeah, I messed that up a little bit because when I designed the whole thing and I set my expectations, I looked into the Texas Instruments LM235 datasheet. And there you find in a column LM235A an uncalibrated temperature error of 0.5 degrees, max 1 degree. But yeah, there's also, I think I bought an LM235Z, so the ST Microelectronics one. And the regular Texas Instruments LM235 also has an error range typically of 1 degree C uncalibrated and up to 3 degrees C. So yeah, my fault for expecting too much. Excuse me. That's it for today. Another really short video, I know, but for me, as I'm filming that, the holidays are approaching fast and the family takes up quite some time. Anyway, I have no idea what we will do in the next video. One thing I want to do is to get rid of that piezo buzzer completely and instead taking that signal line from the motor controller and feeding it into the Arduino and decoding their Morse codes and getting that also out as a status message on our RS485 line. Another idea I have is doing some time-lapse, slow motion videos of my prop so I can measure the exact RPM. So we can actually see if our RPM readings from the last video are really correct. Anyway, till next time, bye.